Aliens abandoned scrapped cruiser, but human mechanic restored it to legendary status. The junkyard hung in the darkness of space like a broken crown. Twisted metal, scorched hulls, and the remnants of long-forgotten battles floated silently around a dying star. Most scavengers avoided this place. It was dangerous, unpredictable, and rumored to be cursed. But Lena Orvik, a human mechanic, thrived here. To her, every abandoned ship was a puzzle waiting to be solved, every wreck an opportunity. She drifted through the debris in her small salvage ship, sensors scanning for salvageable material. Her gloves adjusted tools she had crafted herself, wrenches, plasma cutters, and magnetic clamps designed to work even on the most alien alloys. Humans were often underestimated by other species, and Lena had learned to use that underestimation to her advantage. Her eyes, sharp and calculating, caught a flicker of something different among the broken wrecks. She maneuvered closer, her ship's thrusters making soft hums against the void. There it was, a massive cruiser, its hull scorched but intact. Unlike the other wrecks, this one had sleek lines, curves that suggested both power and speed, technology beyond anything humans had ever built. The cruiser floated silently, almost proud, even in ruin. "Finally!" Lena whispered, her breath fogging the small viewport. She tightened her grip on the control panel. "Let's see what secrets you hold." The other scavengers, smaller crews in patched ships, had ignored this one. Perhaps they thought it cursed, or perhaps they simply lacked the skill to even understand its systems. Lena, however, felt a thrill of possibility. She suited up and prepared her tools, moving outside in her magnetic boots to dock. The hull was cold to touch, the metal humming faintly beneath her fingers. She ran a hand along the surface, inspecting damage, blast scars, scorched plating, and jagged holes where weapons had punched through. But what caught her attention most was the energy core at the center of the ship. Even partially damaged, it pulsed with life, a soft blue glow that seemed to respond to her presence. "It's alive," she murmured. Not literally, of course, but it was as if the ship had intelligence embedded in its systems. Lena had repaired human ships with AI cores before, but this was different. This technology was centuries ahead, adaptive, almost sentient. She could feel it waiting, watching, curious about who dared approach it. Over the next hours, Lena began repairs, her hands moving with precision. She replaced damaged conduits, rerouted power to restore basic systems, and cautiously interfaced with the alien technology. The ship reacted to her adjustments. Panels lit up, displays flickered, and tiny servos hummed as if testing her competence. Lena grinned. Humans were known for adaptability and ingenuity, and here she was proving it, but progress came with risk. From her ship's sensors, Lena noticed movement, small alien salvage crews observing from the edge of the junkyard. They had seen activity around the cruiser and were circling, unsure whether to engage. Humans were generally considered fragile, incapable of handling advanced alien warships. They underestimated her. That mistake could cost them. The first encounter was subtle. A small drone approached the cruiser, scanning for life signs. Lena ignored it, continuing her work. Then one of the alien ships tried to attach a tractor beam, attempting to claim the cruiser for their faction. Lena acted instinctively. She triggered a series of emergency systems she had reactivated earlier. A pulse of energy flared from the cruiser's hull, knocking the tractor beam away and sending the drone tumbling. The other ships hesitated. Humans were unpredictable, and this one had a dangerous blend of skill and audacity. By the time the alien scouts retreated, Lena had restored more than half of the ship's basic systems. Life support hummed, shields flickered weakly but functional, and engines purred with potential. But the heart of the ship, the AI core, remained inactive. She floated toward the central chamber, anticipation building. The core was enormous, a crystalline structure embedded with circuits that seemed alive, pulsing with soft energy. Lena approached slowly, careful not to trigger any defenses. "Hello," she said softly. "I'm Lena. I can help you if you want me to." There was a long pause, the hum of the ship the only sound. Then slowly the core flickered and lights danced across the room. A voice echoed in her mind, not words spoken aloud, but a thought that slid into her consciousness. "You are capable." Lena blinked. Did it just? She shook her head. This was what she had been waiting for, the ship recognizing her skills. I can work with that, she thought. Carefully, she began interfacing with the AI. Commands she sent were strange even to her, lines of alien logic that responded to her adjustments with approval. Hours passed. By the time the distant star's light dimmed against the junkyard, the ship had begun repairing itself around her modifications. Hull plating reformed, conduits repaired themselves, and the engines hummed at full potential. Lena floated back to the control deck, exhausted but exhilarated. She had done it. She had breathed life into a ship thought lost to history, but the AI's approval came with a warning. Others are coming. They seek what you have awakened. Lena's gaze hardened. She had expected attention. Aliens would not let this cruiser go easily, and she was ready. With a grin, she activated navigation systems, plotting a course out of the junkyard. She would need time to understand the ship fully before facing any pursuit. But she knew one thing: human creativity, daring, and adaptability could achieve what brute strength alone could not. As she prepared to depart, Lena took a moment to look at the cruiser. "You're going to be legendary," she said softly. The ship pulsed in response, almost like a nod of acknowledgement. Together, they would show the galaxy what humans were capable of. And somewhere just beyond the edge of the junkyard, alien scouts watched, uncertain, wary. A human had awakened the impossible. The stars stretched ahead, infinite and dark, but Lena did not fear them. For the first time, she felt she was not alone in the universe, and that her ingenuity might just be enough to tip the balance in favor of humanity. The cruiser shivered under her hands as systems fully came online, lights glowing across the hull, displays flickering with data streams she could barely read. She adjusted the controls, feeling the hum of engines beneath her fingertips, alive and responsive. It was more than a ship. It was a partner, a new kind of life she had helped bring into being. Suddenly, the sensors blinked red. Small blips appeared on the outer edges of the detection range, alien ships approaching faster than she anticipated. Lena's heart raced, but her mind was sharp. Improvisation had always been her strength. She flipped switches, rerouted power to shields, and adjusted thrusters for maneuvering. She might be human, but humans had something aliens often underestimated: creativity. The alien ships fired, but Lena had anticipated this. The cruiser's shields, partially restored but adaptive, bent and reflected energy beams. With careful maneuvers, she dodged the attacks, using the cruiser's systems in ways even its alien designers might not have intended. Energy pulsed through the hull, responding to her every input. When the alien ships hesitated, uncertain how to proceed against a human they considered weak, Lena seized her chance. She activated a short-range decoy, sending false readings into enemy sensors. The alien pilots panicked, unsure which signature was real. In the confusion, she slipped away, leaving the junkyard behind. As she charted a course for human territory, Lena allowed herself a small smile. She had survived. She had succeeded. And the cruiser, reborn under her guidance, was more than a machine. It was proof that humans, clever and determined, could rise to meet challenges that even advanced alien civilizations could not. The journey ahead would not be easy. Other alien factions would pursue her. The cruiser would demand constant attention and ingenuity to fully awaken its potential. But Lena did not flinch. Humanity had always thrived on ingenuity, courage, and persistence. And she, a human mechanic with nothing but skill and determination, was about to show the galaxy exactly what that meant. The stars stretched before her, endless and waiting. And Lena knew, deep in her bones, that the legend had only just begun. The cruiser moved through space like a shadow, sleek and silent. Its hull glimmered faintly under distant starlight, reflecting the pride of human ingenuity and the brilliance of alien engineering. Lena Orvik sat at the control deck, her hands steady on the controls, her eyes scanning the vast darkness. The alien ships that had tried to stop her were far behind now, confused and cautious after their encounter with a human pilot who used her mind more than her weapons. Even though the immediate danger had passed, Lena knew this was only the beginning. The cruiser's AI hummed softly beside her, learning, adapting, and observing her decisions. It was no longer just a ship, it was a partner. Together, they had already survived against odds that others thought impossible. Yet Lena understood that survival was only the first step. To truly make the cruiser legendary, she would have to push its systems further, integrate human intuition, and prove that humans could master alien technology in ways even aliens could not predict. Her first test came sooner than she expected. Sensors picked up a drifting human colony under attack from space pirates. Their ships were small, lightly armed, but they had the advantage of numbers and surprise. Lena did not hesitate. She accelerated the cruiser, engines humming, shields flaring to life. As they approached, she could see the pirates scattering around the colony, firing indiscriminately. The cruiser responded to her every command, adapting instinctively. Lena smiled. Alien technology was impressive, but it lacked creativity. Humans had imagination. Humans had intuition. She used both, maneuvering the ship through narrow asteroid fields, luring pirates into traps where their ships collided or got caught in the cruiser's energy pulse fields. None were destroyed. Lena had no desire to kill. She simply outsmarted them, showing that humans could be clever, not violent. The colonists watched in awe as the cruiser protected their homes. When the pirates fled, the humans cheered, hailing Lena as a hero. Yet she did not stop to bask in the praise. She had more to learn, more to prepare for. The AI core pulsed beside her as if approving her actions. They see your strength, it conveyed. But greater threats are coming. True to the AI's warning, weeks later, a larger alien fleet arrived. Unlike the scattered scouts that had tested her earlier, this fleet was organized, disciplined, and powerful. It moved with precision, a wave of ships stretching across the void, seeking the cruiser that humans had dared to awaken. Lena felt a thrill run through her chest. This was the challenge she had been waiting for, the moment to show that humans were not weak, that ingenuity and courage could triumph even against overwhelming odds. She did not panic. Instead, she studied the fleet, analyzing formations, scanning for weaknesses. The cruiser's adaptive shields glowed as she activated them, engines humming with controlled power. Lena guided her crew, a small team of humans she had trained, each skilled in piloting, engineering, and tactics. Together, they became extensions of her mind, each action precise, each maneuver deliberate. When the alien fleet opened fire, Lena was ready. Beams of energy streaked across space, striking the cruiser's shields, but each attack was absorbed or deflected. She had learned to combine human unpredictability with alien systems. Shields shifted dynamically, energy pulses created decoy signals, and the cruiser's hull adapted in real time to absorb impacts. She used the fleet's confidence against them. Human improvisation allowed her to exploit flaws in their patterns, luring smaller ships into collisions and forcing larger vessels to slow down to avoid damage. Every move was calculated, yet instinctive, a blend of human creativity and alien engineering that made the fleet hesitate. They had expected a human to be weak, but here was proof that humans could think in ways their technology could not anticipate. Hours passed, and the tide of battle began to shift. Lena guided the cruiser with precision, using gravity wells, asteroid fields, and sudden bursts of speed to outmaneuver the alien ships. Her crew followed her lead, responding instantly to her commands. The cruiser's AI adapted, enhancing their strategies, predicting enemy responses, and suggesting maneuvers Lena might never have considered. Together, they formed a partnership unlike any in the galaxy, a human mind working in harmony with alien intelligence. As the last of the smaller alien ships retreated, a hush fell over Lena's crew. They had witnessed something extraordinary, a human guiding an alien cruiser with skill and courage, outthinking a fleet that should have been unstoppable. Lena allowed herself a small smile, but she knew the larger threat was still out there. The main fleet would not be so easily deterred. In the following days, Lena worked tirelessly to refine the cruiser. She upgraded systems, improved energy efficiency, and integrated new technology gleaned from the fleeing alien ships. Every modification emphasized human thinking, rapid adaptability, creative solutions, and strategies that could not be predicted by conventional algorithms. The cruiser responded to her efforts, growing stronger, more capable, more alive with each adjustment. Word of the human in her cruiser spread quickly through human colonies. Messages arrived from settlements far and wide, seeking her assistance, offering aid, and marveling at what humans could achieve. Lena's reputation grew, but she remained focused. She knew that true legendary status would come not from fame, but from proving that humans could stand alongside, or even surpass, alien civilizations when cleverness and courage were combined. Then the moment arrived. The main alien fleet, vast and imposing, emerged from hyperspace near the edge of human territory. Thousands of ships moved in perfect formation, their weapons systems ready, their pilots confident. Lena's cruiser was smaller and her crew fewer in number, but she had something they could not anticipate: human ingenuity. The battle began with overwhelming force from the aliens. Beams of energy tore through space, targeting the cruiser relentlessly. Lena reacted instantly, adjusting shields, diverting power to engines, and using decoys to mislead sensors. Every move was calculated, yet unpredictable. The aliens expected brute force, but humans had imagination. Using unorthodox tactics, Lena led the fleet into an asteroid field. The alien ship struggled to navigate the dense debris, while the cruiser, guided by Lena and the AI, moved with fluid precision. Smaller ships collided or were forced to retreat, and even larger vessels had to slow down, giving Lena a chance to outmaneuver them further. She used bursts of energy to disable engines temporarily, not to destroy, but to neutralize threats. Her goal was to prove human capability, not to annihilate. Hours turned into a tense struggle, with the cruiser and its crew dancing through space, always one step ahead of a larger, more powerful force. Lena's mind worked tirelessly, calculating trajectories, predicting enemy movements, and improvising new strategies on the fly. The AI adapted alongside her, learning from her decisions, strengthening the ship's systems, and helping the human crew operate as efficiently as possible. Finally, the alien fleet hesitated. They had faced many opponents, but never a human who could turn a single ship into a force that outsmarted them. Lena seized the opportunity to communicate, sending a message across the void. Humans are capable. We will not be ignored. Leave now and no harm will come to your forces. The alien commanders paused, analyzing the message. For the first time, they saw humans not as weak, unpredictable creatures, but as clever, resourceful, and daring. After a tense silence, the fleet slowly withdrew, retreating to regroup. Lena exhaled, feeling the weight of the battle lift. She had not only survived, but had proven a point. Humans could rise to meet challenges far beyond what others imagined. The human colonies celebrated her return. She had become a symbol of ingenuity and courage, a living example of what humans could achieve. The cruiser, now fully restored and enhanced, was more than a machine. It was a legend in motion, a testament to human creativity fused with alien brilliance. Lena's reputation spread across space, and the story of the human mechanic who awakened a forgotten alien cruiser became the foundation of new myths. As Lena looked out at the stars, she felt a deep sense of pride. The journey was far from over. The universe was vast, full of unknown threats and hidden opportunities. But she and the cruiser were ready. Together, they would explore uncharted systems, protect those in need, and show the galaxy the true potential of human courage and ingenuity. The AI core pulsed beside her, a silent affirmation of their partnership. You have proven yourself, it conveyed. The galaxy will remember this. Lena smiled, then let them. The cruiser accelerated, disappearing into the endless expanse of space, a symbol of hope, ingenuity, and the cruiser moved through the void like a living thing, responsive, alert, and alive. Lena Orvik sat at the helm, her hands steady, her eyes scanning the endless expanse of stars. Every system of the cruiser hummed in harmony, and the AI core pulsed softly, as if aware that the next stage of their journey was about to begin. Human ingenuity had restored the cruiser, human creativity had tamed it, and now Lena knew it was time to test their full potential. She had received a signal from a distant colony at the edge of known space. It was faint, weak, but unmistakable. Humans in distress. Supplies had dwindled, a disease outbreak had occurred, and they had no ships capable of defending themselves from natural dangers or potential alien raiders. Lena adjusted the controls, setting a course for the colony. The stars stretched before her, infinite and dark, but she felt no fear. The journey took several days, giving her crew time to grow more familiar with the cruiser's systems. Engineers ran simulations, testing weapon systems, shields, and engines. Pilots practiced complex maneuvers, pushing the cruiser to its limits while Lena monitored and guided them. The AI had learned from every encounter, every modification Lena had made, and now worked seamlessly with the humans. The ship could anticipate the crew's needs, suggest maneuvers, and even respond to emergencies faster than any human alone could. Despite the calm, Lena knew that challenges awaited. Rumors of alien patrols in nearby sectors had reached her through encrypted messages from other human colonies. They would not forget the cruiser, nor the human who had tamed it. Yet Lena's confidence was unshakable. Humans were adaptable, clever, and daring. That had carried them this far, and it would carry them farther. When the cruiser approached the colony, Lena could see the effects of neglect and isolation. Fields lay barren, water systems were strained, and small fires dotted the outskirts of settlement clusters. People moved with caution, wary of any unknown ships. Lena activated the cruiser's communication systems and sent a simple, clear message. Human assistance has arrived. We mean no harm. The colony's leaders responded with relief and gratitude. They had heard tales of the human mechanic and her legendary cruiser, but seeing it in person exceeded all expectations. Lena disembarked with a small team, greeted by wary but hopeful humans. She quickly assessed the situation, coordinating efforts to repair infrastructure, distribute supplies, and set up basic defenses. Even in this small settlement, her creativity and resourcefulness shone. Days passed, and the colony slowly regained stability. Lena worked tirelessly, combining human engineering with the advanced technology of the cruiser. Water purification systems were restored, energy grids repaired, and medical facilities upgraded using adaptive alien tech. Children watched her work in awe, and adults whispered stories of the human who had tamed a warship abandoned by an alien race. It was during this time that Lena began to notice subtle signs in the cruiser's behavior. The AI core, while always responsive, now seemed almost eager to explore, to learn, to anticipate needs beyond the immediate. It suggested new designs for colony systems, improvements to energy efficiency, and even ways to strengthen defenses without resorting to violence. Lena realized that the ship had evolved, not just as a vessel, but as a partner capable of creativity in its own right. Then, one evening, as stars glittered against the dark canvas of space, Lena received an encrypted transmission. Alien scouts had been monitoring her progress. They did not understand her methods, her improvisation, or the way humans and the cruiser worked together. They did not know that strength alone was not the measure of capability. Lena decoded the message, learning that a small fleet was moving toward the colony, perhaps intending to test her again. Lena did not panic. She had faced larger fleets before. She called her crew to the control deck, explaining the situation with calm authority. Every crew member knew their role, trained for unpredictability and ready to act. Lena adjusted the cruiser's systems, activating shields, engines, and adaptive defenses. She was not preparing for a fight, not in the traditional sense. She was preparing to demonstrate the ingenuity and courage of humanity once more. The alien fleet arrived just as predicted. They moved with precision, confident that the human pilot would be outmatched. Their formation was tight, their weapons ready, but Lena had something no fleet could anticipate: unpredictability. The cruiser moved as one with her mind, engines humming with controlled power, shields bending light and energy to confuse sensors. She led the fleet into a field of drifting asteroids, using every maneuver the AI suggested, combined with instincts that no machine could replicate. The alien ships struggled to keep formation. Some collided, others slowed to avoid debris, and Lena used the cruiser's adaptive energy pulses to disable engines temporarily without causing harm. The fleet had expected aggression. They were unprepared for subtlety and precision. Lena's strategy was not destruction, but demonstration. She needed the aliens to understand that humans were not weak, that their intelligence, creativity, and courage made them formidable. Hours passed as Lena executed intricate maneuvers, leading the fleet deeper into the asteroid field. The AI suggested improvements in real time, its adaptive learning growing with every action Lena took. The humans aboard the cruiser worked seamlessly, responding to her commands, adjusting systems, and improvising along with her. It was a perfect demonstration of partnership, human intuition and alien technology working as one. Finally, the alien fleet hesitated. Their commanders, observing the humans' ability to outthink and outmaneuver them, sent a cautious message. "We acknowledge your capability. We will not interfere. Leave freely." Lena exhaled, feeling relief mixed with pride. She had not only protected the colony, but had also shown that humans could match, and even surpass, alien expectations through ingenuity and courage. The fleet retreated, leaving the colony in peace. Lena turned the cruiser toward the settlement, her crew cheering quietly. They had witnessed history, human ingenuity shining brightly against impossible odds. Over the following weeks, Lena and her crew continued to aid the colony. They implemented sustainable systems, using the cruiser's technology to improve energy efficiency, agriculture, and communication. Humans marveled at how seamlessly alien technology could be integrated when combined with creative thinking. Children played around the cruiser, fascinated by its glowing hull and responsive systems, dreaming of one day becoming like Lena. As the colony flourished, Lena realized that the cruiser had changed not only in capability but in purpose. It was no longer just a warship, it was a symbol. A symbol of human potential, of what could be achieved when courage, creativity, and determination were combined. And Lena herself had grown, her confidence reinforced by experience, her reputation spreading across colonies as both protector and innovator. One evening, as Lena gazed at the stars from the control deck, the AI pulsed beside her. "We have achieved recognition," it communicated. "The galaxy will remember this. Your efforts have demonstrated human capability beyond expectation." Lena smiled, a quiet, satisfied smile. "Then let them," she replied. She knew that challenges would continue, that the universe was vast and unpredictable. But she also knew that humans, guided by intelligence and courage, could face anything. The cruiser accelerated, leaving the colony safe and thriving behind. Its engines hummed like a living creature, responsive to Lena's touch, ready for new journeys, new discoveries, and new opportunities to prove the ingenuity of humanity. Lena looked ahead at the stars, feeling excitement and anticipation. The universe was full of unknown threats and hidden wonders, but she felt ready. Every system of the cruiser was tested, every tactic honed, and every lesson learned. Lena knew that her work was far from over. The galaxy was vast, full of challenges that would test human ingenuity and determination. Yet she also knew that humans had something that no alien technology could fully replicate: creativity, courage, and the ability to adapt in ways that machines alone could never predict. As the cruiser moved deeper into uncharted space, Lena felt a sense of possibility that she had never experienced before. Each star represented a new opportunity, each planet a chance to apply human ingenuity and compassion. She had restored a legendary ship, trained a human crew, and demonstrated that humanity could rise to challenges once thought impossible. The AI pulsed softly, and Lena sensed its growing understanding, its subtle expressions of approval. Together, they had become more than a pilot and a ship. They had become a symbol of what humanity could achieve, a beacon in the dark, a legend in the making. Lena looked around at her crew, each of them working with skill, creativity, and determination. They were humans, ordinary in many ways, yet capable of extraordinary achievements when guided by ingenuity and courage. She felt pride and hope swelling in her chest. The cruiser surged forward, faster than before, navigating through asteroid fields, nebulae, and distant star systems. Every maneuver was precise, every system operating at peak efficiency, every human on board fully aware of their role in the journey ahead. As they left the known galaxy behind, Lena reflected on how far they had come. From a broken, abandoned cruiser to a living legend, from human doubt to universal respect, the journey had proven that humans were capable of greatness beyond expectation. She knew that future challenges awaited, but she also knew that nothing could stop them as long as they relied on creativity, courage, and teamwork. The stars stretched endlessly before them, a canvas of infinite possibilities. Lena felt excitement and determination. She was ready to face whatever came next. The cruiser, alive and responsive, hummed with energy, ready to explore, protect, and inspire. And humanity, through the ingenuity of one determined mechanic and her crew, had proven that they were more than just survivors. They were innovators, explorers, and legends in their own right. The junkyard hung in the darkness of space like a broken crown. Twisted metal, scorched hulls, and remnants of long-forgotten battles floated silently around a dying star. Most scavengers avoided this place. It was dangerous, unpredictable, and rumored to be cursed. But Lena Orvik, a human mechanic, thrived here. To her, every abandoned ship was a puzzle waiting to be solved, every wreck an opportunity. She drifted through the debris in her small salvage ship, sensors scanning for parts. Her gloves adjusted tools she had crafted herself, wrenches, plasma cutters, and magnetic clamps designed to work even on the most alien alloys. Humans were often underestimated by other species, and Lena had learned to use that underestimation to her advantage. Her eyes caught a flicker of something different among the wrecks. She maneuvered closer. There it was, a massive cruiser, its hull scorched but intact. Unlike the other wrecks, this one had sleek lines, curves that suggested both power and speed, technology beyond anything humans had ever built. The cruiser floated silently, almost proud, even in ruin. "Finally," Lena whispered, tightening her grip on the control panel. "Let's see what secrets you hold." The other scavengers had ignored this one, perhaps thinking it cursed or simply lacking the skill to understand its systems. Lena suited up and prepared her tools, moving outside to dock. The hull was cold, humming faintly beneath her fingers. She inspected blast scars, scorched plating, and jagged holes where weapons had punched through. Most remarkable was the energy core at the center of the ship. Even partially damaged, it pulsed with life, a soft blue glow that seemed to respond to her presence. Over the next hours, Lena began repairs. She replaced damaged conduits, rerouted power to restore basic systems, and cautiously interfaced with the alien technology. Panels lit up, displays flickered, and tiny servos hummed as if testing her competence. Lena grinned. Humans were known for adaptability and ingenuity, and here she was proving it. Alien salvage crews noticed her activity. One drone approached, scanning for life signs. Lena ignored it, continuing her work. Then, an alien ship tried to attach a tractor beam to claim the cruiser. Lena triggered emergency systems she had reactivated earlier. A pulse of energy flared from the cruiser's hull, knocking the beam away. The alien ships hesitated, unsure how to respond to a human who could manipulate their technology so cleverly. By the time they retreated, Lena had restored more than half of the ship's basic systems. Life support hummed, shields flickered weakly, and engines purred with potential. But the AI core remained inactive. She floated toward it, anticipation building. The core was enormous, crystalline, pulsing with soft energy. Lena approached slowly, careful not to trigger defenses. "Hello, I'm Lena. I can help you if you want me to," the core flickered. A voice echoed in her mind, not spoken aloud, but a thought sliding into her consciousness. "You are capable." Lena blinked. The ship was recognizing her skill. She interfaced carefully with the AI. Commands she sent were alien in structure but responsive. Hours passed, and the ship began repairing itself around her modifications. Hull plating reformed, conduits repaired themselves, and engines hummed at full potential. Lena floated back to the control deck, exhausted but exhilarated. The AI warned her of greater threats. "Others are coming. They seek what you have awakened." The cruiser moved through space like a shadow, sleek and silent. Lena set a course for human space. Her crew trained with the cruiser, learning its alien systems while she guided them. Weeks later, a human colony under attack from space pirates sent a weak distress signal. Lena accelerated toward it. The cruiser's adaptive shields flared, engines humming to life. She outmaneuvered the pirates through narrow asteroid fields, using decoys and energy pulses to disable them without harm. Colonists watched in awe as the cruiser defended their homes. Human ingenuity had triumphed over brute force. News of Lena and her cruiser spread quickly. Soon, a larger alien fleet arrived, organized and disciplined. Lena did not panic. She studied the fleet, analyzing formations, scanning for weaknesses. The cruiser's adaptive shields glowed as she activated them. Every maneuver she executed combined human intuition with the ship's alien systems. When the fleet opened fire, Lena's strategy proved effective. Shields bent light and energy to confuse sensors. She lured smaller ships into collisions and forced larger vessels to slow down. Hours passed as the tide shifted. Lena used decoys, bursts of energy, and unorthodox maneuvers. The alien fleet hesitated. For the first time, they saw humans not as weak, unpredictable creatures, but as clever and resourceful. Finally, the fleet withdrew, leaving the colony safe. Lena had demonstrated human capability. She continued to aid the colony, restoring infrastructure and integrating alien technology to improve life. Children watched her work in awe, and adults whispered stories of the human who had tamed a legendary cruiser. The AI core had evolved. It suggested improvements, optimizations, and even creative solutions Lena had not considered. The ship was no longer just a vessel. It was a partner, alive and capable of innovation. Encrypted transmissions warned her of alien scouts approaching. Lena prepared not for destruction but to show intelligence and ingenuity. The fleet arrived, confident in their strength. Lena led the ships into a dense asteroid field, using every maneuver, every strategy, and every insight the AI offered. The fleet struggled. Collisions, slowed vessels, and disabled engines demonstrated that humans could outthink even superior forces. The alien commanders hesitated and sent a message. "We acknowledge your capability. We will not interfere. Leave freely." Lena exhaled. The colony was safe, humans had proven their strength, and the cruiser had become a symbol of human ingenuity. Weeks later, Lena reflected on how far they had come. The cruiser, abandoned and broken, had been restored to legendary status. Humans had proven themselves capable of mastering alien technology, using creativity and courage to overcome impossible odds. The AI pulsed, acknowledging their partnership and success. The cruiser surged forward, exploring uncharted systems. Every maneuver was precise, every system operating at peak efficiency, every human on board fully aware of their role. Lena knew challenges awaited, but humans had imagination, intuition, and courage. Nothing could stop them. The stars stretched endlessly before them, infinite possibilities awaiting. Lena felt excitement and determination. The cruiser, alive and responsive, was ready to explore, protect, and inspire. Humanity, through ingenuity and courage, had become more than survivors. They were innovators, explorers, legends, and the journey was only beginning.